What's going on, y'all? So today is the day. Today's the day that we're gonna install all these bolt-ons. Well, not actually today, but today's the day we're gonna start to install all of this stuff. So right now, before we move all these boxes downstairs to the garage, I'm actually gonna start working on the car already because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done before we actually start installing parts, such as like disassembling all of the bolt-ons and stuff that's already on the car and all of that good stuff. So I have a buddy, his name's Zach. He's gonna come over and try to help me out with this whole install and all that stuff. This is going to be a very long process. There's about maybe 5 to 6 separate pieces that needs to be installed. So yeah, we're gonna start by going down to the garage, pretty much just prepping the engine bay, getting everything ready to be stripped and taken out, and then we'll look at what wants to be installed first pretty much, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we kind of just dove into it, like straight into it, but as of right now, the progress, we just moved all the carbon bits off, we moved the, the skid plate underneath, we moved the battery, getting the whole intake all the way up to the turbo inlet off right now, and then hopefully we'll get the charge pipe, top mount, and then the manifold off, and all of the fuel lines plugged up.
Free spinning, no way.
Yes, bro, it's just spinning. I think you have to hold something in the back, you know what I mean? Is it just spinning?
It is.
Is the eye spinning?
Eyes right for the fucking first time.
You know me.
Damn, you got wrenches? You got wrenches?
No, I don't have wrenches. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day. Zach didn't end up staying for that long. He only stayed for maybe like an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So we didn't really get that much done, but we did a lot in the little 2 hours. So we put off the top mount, we put off the intake, pretty much got everything besides like the hoses to the boost controller off. All the lines, like the coolant or the oil lines to the turbo is still on, so I have to clamp those off. But other than that, yeah, the intake's off, MAF sensor is disconnected, top mount is off, the manifold bolts on this side are off. So as you can see right over there, the manifolds are off. This is all loose right here, is my fuel lines. And then other than that, yeah, the charge pipe is still connected. So still gotta get that, but I think it'll be easier to get the charge pipe off once I get the inlet off. So we'll do that last, or do that when that time comes. But as of now, just gotta pull off this part of the intake, or the intake manifold, and then yeah, then the charge pipe, and then it goes to the inlet. Alright guys, so what I've done so far on this bottom part, took off the 3-port boost controller right here, and then pretty much I just unplugged the harness plug, I believe this is the external wastegate hose, and then this one's connects to the turbo. So disconnected all of those from the inlet, and then I'm gonna try to pull off this inlet while probably leaving that bypass valve still connected to the charge pipe. There we go. Having a little trouble right now. Trying to take off this last hose. I don't know which hose this is. I kind of forget, to be honest. But this one has like a little fitting on the inside, so it's like a barred fitting, I guess. So it pretty much keeps the hose locked in there. So we gotta figure out how to get it out. Interesting. Well, as you can see, she don't want to come out. Sorry, there's a lot of noise coming from the road right outside my house, so if you hear passing by cars, that's why you hear that. But as of now, I can't pull this shit out, so we're just gonna cut it because I'm not gonna use this turbo inlet anymore. Kind of tired of it, doesn't want to come out on its own. So there we go. There we go. Got that shit out. Alright guys, so got the turbo inlet off. Turbo's looking good. No shaft play at all. So I mean, we're looking solid. Blade's looking fine. Other than that, we just gotta get this charge pipe off, and then the blow off or the bypass valve, And from here, that's pretty much it. We're gonna leave the headers on for last, and we'll get to the headers last because this is probably gonna be the hardest part. Take a little break. Gotta bring the dogs back inside. Come on. All right, guys. Sorry about my shadow, but pretty much I have the whole manifold disconnected. I have all the 4 bolts disconnected. This is my fuel pressure regulator connected to my fuel lines. So I got the regulator disconnected, the fuel lines disconnected and clamped off. Gotta watch out when you pull this off because what's it called? Gas will like fall out of here, flow out of here. So take this one off. There's also something back here. There's a bolt that connects to this bracket right here that holds these connectors. So you gotta take that off. The other 4 bolts, the vacuum line, these lines here, these are just held in by pop clips. So just gotta take those off. And then this whole, I'm not exactly sure what hose this is, but pretty much just got disconnected from the back of the manifold. But other than that, after you have all that disconnected, it should be, I mean, obviously really loose. So we're gonna try to pull this off. I actually forgot that there was a coolant line under here, which is that one. So you gotta pull it off from that little nozzle right over there. So just be sure to, I mean, this one's kind of hard to clamp off, especially if you don't have like the manifold already like completely like movable and stuff. From here, you should just be able to pull this off. So far, this is what we got going on. Put off pretty much everything from the turbo inlet all the way up to the intake, the charge pipe, manifold, top mount, all that. And as of right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to do the whole you know, conversion from street series to competition. Right now I have the street series AOS, and I got the conversion kit right here. This is the whole kit pretty much. Other than that, trying to figure out this whole like coolant situation because the instructions say that I have to plug this line, but I'm using a BRZ manifold, so I'm not too sure if like I would still have to or need this line here, but I do need to plug it somehow, or this valve somehow, because yeah, this is, there's coolant coming through here. So yesterday, since you know I kind of stopped working on this and I went to go run errands, I picked up some coolant so we can do like the whole coolant flush and everything, burp the coolant and all that once we're done. What else? I got some hardware as well. I'm not sure where I put it, but I also got some hose clamps. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Just some little hardware stuff that didn't come with like all the kits and stuff. Let's get right to work. So I'm actually gonna pull off this AOS right now, see if I can fit on this breather fitting right here, and then see where that goes. And I'm pretty sure after I put this one on, I'll be able to remove this whole PCV hose. Doing some sketchy shit right now.
3,000 whoop-whoos later.
What's going on, guys? Sorry, haven't really been recording much, but I've just been kind of working and slowly getting some progress done. But pretty much what I've done so far is I've put out the spark plugs, replaced them with the new ones. I pre-gapped them to, for me it was 0.018, and it's gonna probably be different for, I mean, for a lot of you guys, it's depending on your build and what your tuner wants and all that, and where you're located and all that stuff. But as of now, got the spark plugs out. The IAG street to competition conversion is pretty much done. I just gotta put the clamps on there, and then from there it's pretty much going to be the pitch stop mount, the pitch stop brace, clutch line. Then hopefully we can bleed the clutch by then, and then from there will be the manifold will be back on the car. So got quite a ways to go. Still have to drop the turbo and the exhaust manifold still, so yeah, quite a bit left, but I mean, we're getting some progress done. The spark plugs I was the most worried about because this is my first time doing it, or doing the job at least on like a flat floor. So, but yeah, it wasn't too hard. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only scary ones are like the back ones. I felt like this one next to the fuse box was a little more sketchy than this one on this side by the ECU, but yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be different for everyone. I was using a little swivel joint, if I can find it. I was using this one right here. So I was using that, and then I had like a couple extensions connected. But yeah, this is what my spark plugs look like at 12k miles. I'm not sure if it's gonna focus. There you go. But yeah, this is what 12k miles looks like. And I did have like a little Breville tune for a little bit. But other than that, I was on ethanol for maybe like 6k miles, 7k miles. Just a little update. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours later. I got the main support beam off the front of the car, so that's finally off. Got the little support bracket that goes on the side right over here. I got that off as well. I also didn't have a washer fluid reservoir because I've taken that out maybe like a year ago or so. Yeah, obviously I have the side exit, so I haven't had the washer fluid reservoir for a while, so it was super easy to get both of those brackets off. Other than that, I clamped up all the hoses that are routed to the AOS, so the street to competition conversion kit is pretty much done. And other than that, I just been moving around the hoses, pretty much just tidying up the engine bay a little bit, trying to get everything set so when the manifold goes on, it'll be just, you know, super clean and super tidy already. So pretty much just gonna, you know, manage the hoses a little bit, and then from there we'll go on to the clutch line, pitch stop, and pitch stop brace. What's going on, guys? So this is probably like day 1458 so far. Not really sure exactly what I did. I think it was like 2 days ago that was the last time I worked on it, but I did end up cleaning all this area and the back area just so I can bring down all the stuff and show you guys everything. So pretty much, yeah, guys, we have a lot of work to do. Even though it looks like we kind of did a lot, we really haven't even started. So just to give you guys a little rundown of everything I have here, I know everything's in boxes, so it's kind of hard to decipher and tell what's, you know, all sitting right in front of me, but I'll just go through everything really fast. This is the coolant, I got my oil. This is some brake fluid for when I bleed the clutch. I'm not sure how much coolant I'm gonna be needing. I probably don't need this much, but I just got it just to be safe. The Killer Bee external wastegate headers. I believe this is the, I think this is the front mount intercooler piping. This is the front mount. This is the BRZ manifold, as you guys, I think I showed you guys before. This is some 1/4 inch hose, I believe, 10 feet, 10 feet. This is the BRZ adapter kit for the manifold to fit onto my car. These are just the TGV deletes that come with the manifold kit. They're a little bit short. I think they're just the lower part instead of like the full TGV. Throttle body gasket, my boost controller. This is the one I already had on the car. Turbo inlet. This is the pitch stop brace. This is some Bride seatbelt hold things for my 326 seats. Gaskets for the front mount intercooler. Gaskets for the exhaust. This is my blow off valve, and then these are my 2 external wastegates. And then hiding right behind here is my pitch stop mount. And of course, we got the holy grails, the polished TEs. Just got them polished. They are brand new. I got them brand new. They're bronze. Didn't like them. Didn't even run them on the car. Got them stripped, got them polished. Just a little update. I put out the clutch line. I replaced the pitch stop mount with the IAG one. Still gotta do the pitch stop brace that goes to the firewall, but did the, I think this is like a braided clutch line. It's a pairing one. So we installed that, got it hooked up to the master cylinder, and then yeah, pretty much we just gotta do the firewall brace, and we'll be done with the whole pitch stop and clutch line. Just a heads up, when you're doing the whole clutch line removal, try to catch as much hydraulic fluid as you can, because this stuff is corrosive and you don't want it landing on any of your hoses or wires in the back over there. This is what the stock clutch line looks like. There's a lot of, I think these are like delay valves, or I forgot what they're called exactly, but yeah, instead we have this nice little looking silver clutch line, pairing clutch line, and yeah, we'll see how that handles. But as for tomorrow, you know, I think I'm gonna get the last part, the pitch stop brace on the firewall, and then from there we're gonna get the manifold on, and then hopefully we'll have some more time to finish and get the front mount on. Another thing that I forgot I installed today was these carbon fiber hood dampeners, or dampers, whatever you call them. Not exactly sure, but they're just the hood struts, you know what I mean? Got them in carbon fiber. And then a little bit of the interior today. We just did the little dash trim piece that goes there. So yeah, slowly by slowly our interior is coming along. Alright guys, so this is the next day. As I was telling you guys about how not to spill the brake fluid that comes out of the clutch line when you replace it, actually for some reason, I guess I didn't tighten down the clutch line good enough, so the clutch line was actually leaking a bunch of brake fluid, and that hydraulic fluid is actually really corrosive, like I was saying before, and yeah, it kind of got everywhere, so it was a really big mess. I had to probably take like a good hour, maybe even 2, just to clean up everything and wipe as much as I could down and off of like all the hoses and wires. But yeah, the only reason why I found out it was leaking was because a puddle of hydraulic fluid just would start creeping up all over here, and then I ended up stepping in it, and yeah, that's how I noticed. We're gonna get right back into installing parts. What I'm gonna do next is the firewall brace for the pitch stop, and hopefully once we get all that done, we can start on the actual manifold install. The rest of this pitch stop brace install should be pretty self-explanatory and easy. The instructions come right there. It comes in a little paper pamphlet, and it gives you all the tools and even the riv nut tool that you have to put into the firewall. So we're finally done with the pitch stop brace, and then the clutch line install. Did all those, torqued it all down to the right foot pounds. I actually don't have a inch pound torque wrench, so I just kind of had to guesstimate, you know, little for the master cylinder bolt. So far, it looks pretty good, but now we're gonna go and install the manifold, or at least try to prepare to install the manifold. So a little update on what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get the BRZ manifold all prepped and ready to get put on the block. So I'm just putting the injector block off ports on, and then this MAF block off thing. This is an OEM gasket that I had ordered. This does not come with the IBR kit, so you gotta order it online. I have the part number right here. So it's this, if it will focus. Slowly by slowly, just getting all this ready to get put on the block, and then we'll go put on the TGVs first, put the gaskets on the TGVs, put them on, and then we'll be able to put this on. Another thing, by no means guys do I know what I'm doing. I have no clue at all, like what I'm doing, if I'm doing it right, or you know, all the steps and all that. I'm really just going with what I find on YouTube or what I find on forums and information online, because there really isn't much about, you know, like swapping the BRZ manifold onto the thing, or installing the headers with the block off plate in the turbo, or doing the competition conversion kit. So yeah, I'm pretty much just going with the flow, you know. I'm pretty much just like everyone else, you know, just learning as it goes, and yeah, just hoping for the best.